How you doing? This is Gray over at Wakizashi's Teahouse in Japan. I hope you're good. I hope you're genki. I hope you've had a really cool haircut like me. What do you think? Yeah, do you know, I got a shock when I went in because you get a stamp each time you go. You can collect your stamps, you get a prize, but I thought it had been a couple of months. It was actually 4 months ago since I had my last haircut. It had got a bit ridiculous. It was kind of like wearing a helmet, that kind of thing. It wasn't so much long as thick and voluminous. There's a great word to start the stream, isn't it? So yeah, but I've had a bit of grief off my wife and my co-workers about it. One person said I look like Forrest Gump. Another person said I look like Travis Bickle from Taxi Driver. The old soft Mohican style. But I tell you what, this is not Travis Bickle, is it? He went for a full-on Mohican. And he was also a lot better looking than me. Young Robert De Niro, very thin at the time, very pale face with that awesome Mohican in his green, was it army surplus coat? Wow. Where are we going with this? So what's going on? Great to see we've got people in the chat. Earlier on we had Salty Travelling Sea dropping a pride heart for me. Thanks, darling. Nosferatu was saying that Gray's my twink of the month. Thanks, darling. Yeah, Mick Coates in the chat. Guten Morgen, good morning. Hope you're well. Are you still enjoying the football? Don't know what. I won't even talk about that on this stream. Yeah, not that we're doing so badly, England. It's just that we're the least exciting team in the competition, as usual. My God, talk about a dull game, dull playing tactics. Anyway. Awesome one, nice to see you. How are you? I hope you're well. We also have, really? A bush cut? Oh my God, another slide on Gray's haircut. Dwayne, how are you, mate? Good to see you. Dwayne, speaking of comics and speaking of you, not long ago recorded a Best of the Week, Pick of the Week with Jim, Weird Science Jim, and it was fun. We actually found a couple of DC comics to talk about. A couple from Marvel too, and, of course, good old indies. This is where it seems to be. The prize is a bucky stick. Oh, Jana, nice to see you. Jana, are you in your pajamas? Jana? You're looking at me? I can't do it. I can't remember how it goes. There's nobody else here. Something like that. Try and do Robert De Niro doing Travis Bickle in a British accent with a Twinkie haircut. What's that all about? Did I pull it off? That's the question. Answers on a postcard too. Go Oilers. Oilers? Are you talking about that football that you play with your hands? Just joking. I'm talking about soccer, mate. It's the European finals at the moment, the European country teams, not the Champions League. And there's only been 2 games so far for, I think, most of the teams. England have won 1, drawn 1, but just, man, they're so boring to watch. It's so defensive. It's like passing the ball across the field, back to each other. Anyway, I said I wouldn't talk about it, did I? Oh my God. Jana, what are you saying? Man U forever. No, you just lost me. It's a long story, but I've talked about it before. But yes, even though I'm from Manchester, I grew up supporting Liverpool, fierce rivals of Manchester, because my dad was from Liverpool and he used to take me to the games, to Anfield back in the day. Janus, the two-headed god. De Niro in Midnight Run is awesome. Dwayne, that's one of my favourite De Niro movies. He actually does work as a comedy, doesn't he? With Charles, oh my God, Charles, off the top of my head. Charlie Brown, you know what I mean, don't you? Charles Grodin, is it? Grodin, something like that. Such a good pairing in that. It's a great buddy movie. Fear Monarch in the house. I'm sure you had to calm Jim down from ranting and raving about how good that Scrooge book was on the Best of the Week. Do you know what? Spoilers, it didn't make the Best of the Week. I haven't read it actually. It was Jason Aaron doing Uncle Scrooge, and Jim wasn't impressed. I was just watching Fawlty Towers when I heard a disembodied Grey voice. Oh, mate. It's weird you're saying that, Jacob, and nice to see you. I just started... Yeah, I've been rewatching that from the very beginning, only recently. I've only watched the first episode, and man, I can only take it in small doses these days, but man, it's still hilarious. It's so... it just conveys the frustration, doesn't it? Frustrations of an uptight Englishman or something. But the fact that John Cleese and Connie Booth, his then girlfriend at the time, they wrote it together, I think it's awesome. Persia? No. Isn't that a place where cats come from? I don't know, mate. Okay, what's going on? I am a dirty Scouser. Nosferatu. But I'm not a Scouser because I wasn't born in Liverpool. I was born in Manchester. You got to talk like that when you're from Manchester, mate. So it's very similar. It's kind of close. The yeah, right. I know. The Liverpool accent, depending on which area you're from. My dad didn't have a strong one. It wasn't too bad, but if you listen to someone like Steven Gerrard, you know, on the TV, used to be a footballer for Liverpool, talks really high and really like that, really weird. It's through the nose. It's very nasal. Damn, grey fade. Be busting no cap for what the hell? Copa's speaking some weird Italiano or Persian language to me. Don't know what's going on. Nice to see you, Blair. How are you? Are you good? I do have topics today. I've not put them in the description, but I've got a couple of things to talk about. One being, there ain't nothing like the life of a Hollywood stuntman. If you know what movie's that from, we can be friends. Do you know what? I hate those posts on Twitter. It's like, if you recognise this or if you know this, we can be friends. It's like, you feel like swearing at them. Yeah, I'm going to be talking about a particular Burt Reynolds movie from 1978. Can you guess what it is? With that theme tune to it. Okay, just let me make sure I'm caught up. Steve Gerrard's still playing, right? No, he's a manager now, Jim, somewhere. I think it was for either Glasgow Rangers or Celtic, one of the two top Scottish teams. So, as far as I know, I was just about to ask, is Copa still alive? I don't know. I've not seen Copa for years, mate. Absolutely years. Last I saw, he was off planet. What was it? I forgot the way. On a mining colony somewhere. Where are we? Yo! Angry Canadian in the chat. It's unbelievable. Everyone's showing up. This is amazing. Well, for that, I've got to drop a clip. This is for Angry. Where are we? Angry Canadian who loves many things. Most of all, Mario, I think. Nintendo. So I'll drop something really random. What do I have? The only new clip is this. And I hope I won't get struck for this. I kept it short. It's 7 seconds, ladies. But Angry Canadian is a Japanophile like me, so I've got to drop my new samurai clip. Come on, it's worth it. I don't care. I get you struck, whatever. You don't care if you're demonetized just for that. 7 seconds. I've heard that 8 to 9 seconds is the magic number, as long as there's not too much music playing. Music gets caught much quicker. So I love that scene from Shogun where he draws and takes out those two guards just like with ease, and then thrusts or shakes off the blood from his blade and sheathes it back in his scabbard. And it wasn't a wakizashi. It was a longsword. It was a katana.
He swaps his longsword for a wakizashi.
We're flying with the clips today. It's unbelievable. There you go, Jim got it. But Jim only got it because we were talking about it before when we were recording the pick of the week. Yeah, I think I've convinced Jim to watch it, to give it a rewatch. 1978, amazing, right? Thing is, Jim has a problem. He can't focus for very long. That's why he likes comics. So he'll probably watch the first 15 minutes and that'll be it. But I tell you, it's worth it. It's worth it for the first 15, 20 minutes alone. Okay. Without further ado, I think I've caught up with everybody in the chat. We could just do a whole stream of me reading comments, couldn't we? Gober. It's cool, I'd love to do that, but I do have something to talk about. So where are we? Let's share your screen. Screen. Let's start off with the movie poster. The movie poster from Hooper, 1978. Was actually a Burt Reynolds and Lawrence Gordon production. Lawrence Gordon, starring, of course, Burt Reynolds, the ever-present Sally Field, Jan Michael Vincent in an early role. I thought he was so cool when I first saw this movie as a kid. Brian Keith, Robert Klein. There's even Adam West in here, but I couldn't work out which character he was playing. I don't think he's got a major role. Adam West, that Adam West from the original Batman 66. So That is so cool. So yeah. Bandito, I missed you. How could I miss you? How could I forget? These comments are flying in. Hey Gray, went to my comic shop today and spent $96. Jesus. I thought you put cents. $96. You got Destro 1, Gotham by Gaslight 1, Ultimate Spider-Man issue 6. Oh, very good choices. I'm impressed. You must have got a lot more for that 96. That's amazing. Jim's about to go to bed, and so is everybody else. I love that car. Isn't it awesome? Isn't it awesome? You let me know what it is in the chat, because I know nothing about cars, but where are we? Let's get a bit of background. Hooper is a 1978 American action comedy film directed by Hal Needham, who was a stuntman, by the way, himself, and then he did direct quite a few of the Burt Reynolds movies around that time. Starring Burt Reynolds, Sally Field, Jan Michael Vincent, Brian Keith, Robert Klein, James Best, and Adam West. That rhymes, that last bit. The film serves as a tribute to stuntmen and stunt women in what was at one time an under-recognised profession. At the time of filming, Field and Reynolds were in a relationship, having met on the set of Smokey and the Bandit the previous year. There we go. Yes, you can tell as well. They've got serious chemistry. I mean, they always had. I thought in the movies we used to watch them together in. I don't know about you guys and girls, but when I was a kid, because I'm old growing up, Smokey and the Bandit, Cannonball Run, and Hooper, they used to be on quite a lot. And when they were on, I loved watching them. I just love Burt Reynolds. Yeah, he's a bit daft, a bit goofy. Maybe that's why it appealed to me as a kid, but it wasn't just the action. I liked him. Just very likeable actor, likeable. Seemed like a very likeable guy. Yeah. Anyway, where are we? So let's get to the next photo. Love that. It's a great poster, isn't it? So cool. There's Bert. There he is. Let's have a look. So, anyone dropped the car? What is that car? I don't know. It's not a Trans Am, is it? Keep ignoring me. Salty. You come in late and then you're like having a go at me for missing comments. Jesus, what's going on? It's all the same. Yeah. Only the names have changed, mate. I can't give you a reason other than Gray needs beer money. This is true. This is true. Check this out. I'm drinking a pinky juice. It's called shiso juice. Only angry Canadian might get what that is. Wow. It's a bit weird. It's a Japanese herb, shall we say, that grows naturally in the garden, and they use it to make stuff with ubiboshi, which is pickled plums. They also use it for making furikake, which you sprinkle on rice to give it a bit of flavour. It's a bit sour, a bit sapai, but it's supposed to make me genki. That's what Mrs. Wakizashi said. What do you think? This one's for Salty and his pride heart before. Devil's lettuce. Theomonic says. How did you know? Is that what it's called? Welcome, David Glenn. Good to see you. That's a cool avatar, by the way. Great photo. Nice. Good evening, and good afternoon from Japan. It's currently Saturday, the 22nd of June, 1:14 p.m. in the future. The rainy season's kicking in. It's moist and humid, very damp and pumpy, yet again. I think I made Doc Vader laugh last week by saying that. Damp and pumpy. Just like my pants. Where are we? Terry Bradshaw is in it too. Okay. Awesome. So yeah, where was I? I'm all over the place, aren't I? You must have seen Smokey and the Bandit, Cannonball Run. If you've not seen Hooper, I really, really recommend it. I wanted to share this instead. How do I do that? Stop the screen for a second. This is thanks to my old mate, Salty Travelling Sea, who showed me a great website which gives you the box office numbers, the top movies for each year. So here we go. This was 1978. We had Grease at number 1. National Lampoon's Animal House came in at number 2. Think about that back then. Jaws 2, number 3. Heaven Can Wait, number 4. Every Which Way But Loose, which is another movie I'm going to be revisiting very soon. I was watching Firefox, Clint Eastwood, the other night as well. I watched half of that. It's actually surprisingly better than I remembered. It's kind of like a Robert Ludlum thriller spy thing, with Clint going to Russia to steal a plane. It's billed as this big special effects kind of flying, battle scene movie, but it's not. It's a really good kind of spy thriller in the beginning. Anyway, so that was at number 5. Hooper at number 6. So it was number 6 in that year, 1978. It came in above The Deer Hunter at number 7. Halloween at number 8. Convoy, number 9. California Suite, number 10. Surprisingly, Up in Smoke at number 11. We've got Superman at 12 there, but that's from the year before, isn't it? That's from... Wait, oh no, it just came out, sorry, December 15th. It just caught the end of the year and still managed to almost make the top 10. So look at that. So Hooper came in at the 6th best grossing or top grossing movies of 1978. Wow. I'm glad that it did well because I think it's a really fun, uplifting, feel-good film, which is what we need now, isn't it? We really do, don't you think? We need these kind of movies. Okay. No, I'm not showing the skid marks. If you like some old comics and movie reviews from a handsome fellow, you're in the right place. At David Glenn. That's very kind of you. I thought you were talking about David Glenn, not me. Firefox is good, isn't it, Blair? I misremembered it as being really boring, but maybe it was to a young kid, a teenager, maybe not quite a teenager, in the early 80s. But as I say, I started rewatching it. I'm halfway through. It's a really solid, as I say, Robert Ludlum style spy thriller, set in mostly in Russia so far. I think it was filmed in Russia. It might not have been, but it's very convincing if it wasn't. Yeah, haven't even got to see the plane yet, the Firefox, but I digress. Animal House is the GOAT of 78, says Salty. How mad that it came in at number 2, Salty. Not mad, but it just shows the kind of taste the movie-going public had back then. People like to go for comedies, for crazy, rude, R-rated, daft, silly movies, just for a good time. Popcorn fun. But yeah, Hooper, back to Hooper. So, if you don't know, it's about Sonny Hooper, who's the character that Burt Reynolds plays. He's the stunt coordinator on an action film, a fake action film, which is called The Spy Who Laughed at Danger. Directed by Roger Deal. And, here we go, starring Adam West. That's where he was. He's right near the beginning. You only see him a little bit. He's got blonde hair, almost looks like a wig, and a blonde moustache. Okay, that's who it was. Sonny Hooper. His antics and wisecracks are a trial for the egotistical director of his officious but cowardly assistant, Tony. Years of numerous gags, which is what they called stunts in the movie, gags, and his use of alcohol and painkillers are beginning to take their toll. Sonny lives with his girlfriend, Gwen Doyle, Sally Field of course, whose father, Jocko, is a retired stuntman. It's so cool, man. Sonny is coerced by a friend into performing at a charity show where he meets Delmore Shidsky. It's a great name. That's Jan Michael Vincent's character. Delmore Shidsky. I can't even say it. It's like a tongue twister. Let me get back to there. I'm actually meant to be sharing a photo while I'm talking here. Burt Reynolds. There we go. So, nothing like the life of a Hollywood stuntman. Where are we? So yeah, Jan Michael Vincent's character, Ski, is a newcomer who makes a spectacular entrance. Hooper and Ski become friends after a barroom brawl. Remember barroom brawls? Like in movies, like were kind of good-natured and fun and everyone got up at the end? I do. From movies anyway. Sonny invites Ski to work with him on the film. They begin a friendly rivalry in which the dangerous stunts escalate. After a free fall from a record 224 feet, or 68 metres, Sonny quietly consults with his doctor, who warns him that one more bad fall could render him paralysed even. Oh my god. So anyway, that was it. It's 99 minutes, nice and short, a budget of 6 million, box office 78 million. That's adjusted, I think. Is that right? Because I can't remember what the figures were. Let's have a quick look. Hooper. It says 1978 gross was 51 million, so maybe that's been updated, that number, to include inflation. Yeah, but so cool. Just, as I say, a fun, good-natured, daft, silly movie. And you got Sally Field. Come on, Sally Field looking great in her prime. Burt Reynolds' character, Hooper, comes back from a stunt, and this is how she welcomes in. She walks out of the door to the house with 2 cans of beer in her hand. What can I say? It's love at first sight, isn't it? Come on guys. I know, Grey's easy. Easily won. Easily won over. Hey, smile a while for me. How are you doing? Good to see you. Pretty sure I've seen parts of Animal House. One of those movies my brother watched when I was working on college work in the other room. Yes! Do you know, that was really hard to get to see in the UK, at least when I was young. I can't remember the first time I saw it, probably on a friend's pirate video, VHS, back in the day. Yes, Bandito, I know Weekend at Bernie's. That's pretty fun too. 1989. I tell you, I've been getting more into late 70s, early 80s, revisiting a lot of those movies recently. Just enjoying them so much. Oh God, the ladder scene. Some of the best silent acting of the last 100 years. Do I have that still? I've got that as a clip, I think, David. Do I have it handy? No, I used to. What a shame. It's not a part of my clips at the moment, but I do have a Caddyshack clip if that'll help. Animal House is so fun. It's cool. Where are we? My memories are pretty sure his favourite film at the time was Nacho Libre, so that makes sense. Yes! Oh, it's so cool. Burt Reynolds was on top of the world in 78, wasn't he? He was in so many movies at the time, and they were massive. They were doing really well. He was a box office draw, wasn't he? Remember? You know, not like a huge superstar like, say, a Tom Cruise is now, but he was a definite box office draw. Good-natured, funny, kind of, you know, sent himself up a lot. Look at that. What a great image. This is where he's introducing the new character Ski, the young upcoming stuntman who apparently didn't drink until he met Burt Reynolds' character, until he met Hooper. There's a great scene of them just like shooting the shit outside, drinking all those Coors. Look at those old-fashioned cans of Coors. Never did get that in the UK back in the day. It just looks so American to me. But yeah, they of course they get caught drinking by a cop. This old cop comes over and says, I hope you're not thinking about driving. And you can guess what happens next, can't you? And then this is the barroom scene I'm talking about. There's like a barroom brawl, which is probably done all by stuntmen and stuntwomen, you know, in the movie. They're all playing characters there. It's just bright and fun, colourful, great, crazy. People being thrown over tables, you know, bottles, fake bottles, smashing. Really, really cool. Where are we? I was looking at a review. I had a review pulled up for this. It kind of sums it up. This reviewer says, Hooper is yet another example of Burt Reynolds at the top of his game. Burt was a superstar who enjoyed making these action comedies for the summer driving crowd. The films usually made bundles of money and were usually pretty enjoyable. Hooper is one of Burt's better comedies of the 70s. He plays the title character, an aging Hollywood stuntman looking to make that last great stunt for the money, big money, and then retire before his body gives out on him and serious damage occurs. Sally Field yet again plays Burt's girlfriend, and she isn't given a lot to do, but there is obvious chemistry on the screen. Jan Michael Vincent, Airwolf, plays the new young hotshot stuntman that worries Burt. Brian Keith has a nice turn as Sally's father, who happens to be a veteran stuntman himself. Okay, that's him there in the photo closest to on the left. Brian Keith, cool. Let's get back to that, the review. So, now this is one part where I don't agree with this reviewer's review. It's a very good review, but he says she says the characters are not the important thing though. But I get what they mean. You go to see Hooper to laugh and enjoy the action scenes. And yes, those the action scenes are crazy. They get more and more ridiculous. Some really good stunts in there. The filmmakers deliver the goods on both counts. One standout scene involves a bar fight involving such tough guys as Terry Bradshaw. That's what Jim was mentioning before. Burt confronts Terry one-on-one, and it's the comic highlight of the film. The stunts are sensational, and the final stunt is, thematically, totally ridiculous, but it's so well filmed we forgive the obvious silliness. And the end of the review, they say this, which is interesting. Hooper is a fun film to watch, but make sure you see the uncut version. It seems that many of Burt's PG-rated movies of the 70s stretched the limits to get as close to the R rating as possible without going over the line. Hooper is no exception. Very good, very cool. I think I've got the start of the bar brawl. Here we go, yeah, the next scene here. It's so crazy. To set the scene, they're all sat at that table, having a great time, very boisterous, making a lot of noise. And these two guys put some money in the jukebox, and they can't hear the song they've picked because, they're saying, "You guys are so noisy, you want to tone it down, you owe us 50 cents. 50 cents for a song in the jukebox back in 78. Fantastic, eh? And so, yeah, it just builds up to Hooper, Burt Reynolds, Hooper, like he goes, "Okay, I'll get you 50 cents. Puts on the crash helmet you can see here, and then he just charges head first into the jukebox, breaks it open, and 50 cents all pour out, and he gives one to the guy. And of course, a fight is about to break out. Not before Hooper, yet again, punches the guy, which I think is Terry Rawlings, if I've got that right. This huge guy, obviously a stuntman. He punches him, doesn't really flummox him, but he does lose a tooth. Then he knees him in the balls, doesn't go down. Burt Reynolds turns around, he's like, "Yeah, we're in trouble." And that's how the fight scene starts. Just crazy, crazy fun. Okay, how we doing? I think I'm waffling on crazily here. Just let me catch up with you in the chat. Polyester salty travelling sea. Polyester, testosterone, and bad haircuts, and lots of chest hair. Bring it on. Burt Reynolds, that was so cool, wasn't it? Yes, I know he used to wear a toupee, didn't he? I don't know when it started, but he looked pretty convincing in this movie. You couldn't tell. I heard some story once, I don't know if it's true, just a rumour that people weren't sure if he did or he didn't, and apparently it was a Japanese tourist somehow managed to get a photo of him passed out, at his mansion or whatever, his apartment is outside by the pool. He was passed out and he didn't have his toupee on, so they got, "Oh, Burt Reynolds, he's lost his hair at the top." No problem with that, but is that why he grew the moustache, I reckon? I don't know. Anyway, what else do we have for the photos? Here it is, yeah, the scene. You can see just about to break out there, the fight scene. But look at the background. Everyone's smiling. I mean, this might have been an outtake, but, that's the kind of energy this film gives you. It's positive, it's uplifting. And despite the silliness, despite the over-the-top action, it's actually quite moving at times. Yeah, it'll get you. You've got Burt Reynolds' character talking about, what it means to get old, to be losing the use of your body, pushing yourself to the limits. What's going to happen? How far will you go for that next great either fix or stunt, making you feel alive but also killing you at the same time. The danger of death just round the corner. Amazing stuff, really good. And this is obviously from a magazine, a movie review magazine. Dramatic decision. After performing the most dangerous, death-defying stunt in movie history, Hooper, Burt Reynolds, realises he must choose between Gwen, Sally Field, and a career that will probably end in disaster in this scene from Warner Brothers' Hooper. Yeah, so good. Oh, there's Morrison. Grant Morrison at the end, so that means I've come to the end of my photos. Groovy. All the budget in these movies went to blue jean material. Says Fearmonic. Blue jean. That's awesome. I feel like singing David Bowie. Wow, you guys have been going for it. The chat is awesome, having your own conversation, which is what I love to see. Salty saying to David, "I used to get to a bar that had that poster in the ladies' room. Chicks would take selfies with it." Which one? Which poster was it? I missed it. The Playboy or that bearskin rug. Oh God, yeah. I remember that. That's famous, isn't it? I've seen that. My favourite part of Hooper. It's hard to say. It was the camaraderie, you know, the buddy moments, just the fun to have in each other's company. Hooper and different co-stars, his friends, Sally Field as well. It's just so much fun. The way that Jan Michael Vincent, you know, the young upcomer, kind of wins Burt Reynolds' character over after a while. You know, he's not sure at first. He's kind of pranking him and stuff. He doesn't want, you know, he doesn't want to recognise that there's a new guy in town who could be, you know, as good as, if not even better than him. Groovy. Yeah. So it's made me want to rewatch Smokey and the Bandit, Cannonball Run, and probably Cannonball Run 2. I got some recommendations, Burt Reynolds movies around that time, of the classic original Longest Yard, the American football movie that Burt Reynolds is in. I think that's 78 or 77 as well. I also got a listing for Gator. Have you seen Gator? Not seen that. That's a Burt Reynolds movie I don't think I've seen. I'll look out for that. And any other recommendations, do drop them in the chat. Gator, Burt Reynolds. Let's have a look. Nothing like the life of a Hollywood stuntman. Can't get that song out of my head. There's also there's a song by Tammy Wynette, which is not that main song. The different song in the movie, which is pretty good too. I'm trying to find a good poster. They're all tiny. Oh, I'll tell you what, I'll share this one just for reasons. Where are we? Nothing like the life. Okay, Graham, shut up. Hello, ladies. Okay, let's get back. There he is. I mean, he looks the same, doesn't he? It's the same Burt Reynolds there. Looking good. Obviously set. Is it in the Florida, the Everglades? This guy looks familiar. I'm sure he's played a cop in a lot of movies around that time. See, I can't get a bigger image. Where's the main poster? Burt Reynolds is Gator. So let's see who was in it. Burt Reynolds, Lauren Hutton, Jack Weston, don't know, Jerry Reed. Okay. And the synopsis is, it's really short. Listen to this. Agents force a former conman to help them nab a corrupt politician. Wow. Trivia, did you know Richard Kiel, Jaws from the James Bond movies, Richard Kiel said in his autobiography that he was supposed to be in this movie. Burt Reynolds had, as a favour, made sure there was a part written specifically for him. In the end, Kiel was not available for the part as Bones when they were shooting this movie. Kiel did, however, recommend his friend William Engesser for the part instead. Let's have a look at some of the reviews and see what pops up first. A drastic change of pace for this 1976 sequel. Oh, is it a sequel? Is it a sequel to White Lightning? Let's get back to you. The Bayou, thanks, Salty. No idea what I'm talking about. The Longest Yard, Dwayne. Yeah, I'm definitely rewatching that. That's one on the list. I believe it's people rate that better than the remake, the original. What do you reckon? What else? Great jet boat chase scene in Gator. Yes, that's what I've heard. Young Sally Fields or Stunts That Will Kill You? That's a tough one. It is a tough choice, Jacob, isn't it? Wow. Kind of thing. What would I go for? It's funny because, like, back in the day, Burt Reynolds, the character here in Hooper, he's offered for this one final crazy stunt. He's got to do it with Jan Michael Vincent's character with Ski. It needs two of them to do it. It's a car stunt. One's got to drive and steer. The other one's got to hit this button or keep the pressure. There's some kind of weird like plot mechanic going on. But yeah, they negotiate from the director at the time. Yeah, think about it. 1977, 78 says, okay, I want $100,000. Says Burt Reynolds for this stunt, just for this one stunt, and we're going to split it 50-50. Me and the new kid, Ski. It's like $50,000 each. You know, at that time that was a huge paycheck, I guess, because he was saying, like, you know, this is the last one I'm going to do. I'm going to retire. Or is he? That's the question. Mick saying, not really my go-to star, but he was great in Boogie Nights. He was. That was one of his like comeback as a properly older man, wasn't it? Probably his best comeback movie. Really good. Cannonball Run is a classic, Salty. Sammy Davis, Jackie Chan's in that. I think that was my first exposure to Jackie Chan. Never heard of him before. He's only in that very briefly, isn't he? And did you know this? Listen to this. A bit of trivia. I've just remembered from going back to Hooper, but it relates to Cannonball Run and Jackie Chan movies. I think they said Hooper was the first movie to show a kind of blooper reel at the end when the credits are going up, and you've got this like on the side, the right hand side of the screen. They're showing different stunts from the movie. I don't think they were actually bloopers. They were just some of the stunts that they did, because this movie was a big shout out to the Hollywood stuntmen and stunt women. And he said that after Jackie Chan was in Cannonball Run, the same director, I think, he did the same thing again. He did the blooper reel at the end. This time it was bloopers. It was like, comedy moments that went wrong. Jackie Chan, after that, he put it at the end of all his movies at the time. So he was, he got the idea from Cannonball Run, which came from Hooper, the blooper reel. So cool. Bit of history. White Lightning. Blair, do you recommend it, mate? I say that popped up on the list too. So many movies to watch, isn't it great? Isn't it great having all these choices? But yeah, Gator is on the list. Let's see. Someone just saying it's a follow-up to White Lightning, kind of. While Gator is watchable, it differs from the 1973 movie White Lightning quite a lot. White Lightning is incorporates more comedy, whereas Gator incorporates a more serious and mature aspect. It deals with some pretty heavy content, such as drugs and prostitution, involving underage girls. Oh my god. That change of pace and contents was definitely not what I was expecting, says this reviewer, and certainly not from a Burt Reynolds movie. Yeah, he used to do some serious movies, didn't he? Okay, interesting. It sounds like I should watch White Lightning first. But I really want to see Longest Yard. Oh my god, the choices! Longest Yard is good, yeah. Dwayne saying that Burt Reynolds was on Gunsmoke early in the 60s. David Glenn. Burt Reynolds tells a great story about him and Clint Eastwood getting fired on the same day from some studio. Really? That's awesome. God, yeah, can you imagine, Salty, drinking with those guys back in the day? It would have been awesome. Legendary. 493,954 in today's money, says Blair. Okay, so it's almost like 500 grand? $50,000 back then, 78 was like the equivalent of 500 grand now. Oh my goodness. Get out of the past, old man, and watch Frank from 2014. I've seen Frank. It's completely bonkers. That's the one with, oh my god, isn't it? Is it Arnie Hammer? No, something like that. No, Arnie Hammer. I always get mixed up. Is that the one with the guy? It's like a mainstream Hollywood actor, but he's wearing this crazy mask the whole time, a paper mache head. Frank Sidebottom was a character. I used to watch that show back in the UK, mate. If we're talking about the same movie. Deliverance. Yes, David, I remember that too. Very serious Burt Reynolds movie. John Boorman, who later went on to direct Excalibur. Fantastic, one of my favourite movies of all time, Excalibur. God, Deliverance is serious, isn't it? Absolutely. Not quite as serious as this dance move, though. Sharky's Machine is another one, Dwayne. I did watch that a couple of years ago for the first time, and yeah, that was decent. That's a good movie. Deliverance scarred me as a 13-year-old about to move to the state of Kentucky, says David Glenn. Wow. Yeah, it actually scared me as a kid. I think I remember. I don't think I finished watching it. It was on one night late. I think my mum and dad watching it. I was kind of half there, half like this, in those scenes, and I think I just ended up going upstairs. Fassbender. Yeah. Is that the one, Fearmonic? Is that what I'm talking about? Frank. Michael Fassbender. Great name. Scared and Scarred, it was both. Awesome one says, he's canoed on that river. No way. From Deliverance, only 100 plus people allowed on it a year. That's amazing. Helen Mirren is in Excalibur Day, but that wasn't a clip of her. That was actually a clip of, at the time, I think it was John Boorman's wife, or it could have been his daughter, who played the part of Igraine, who Uther cheats on the Duke of Cornwall, you know, and basically sires Arthur via her. Fantastic. Helen Mirren is in it though, and she's incredible as Morgana. Morgan Le Fay, Morgana. Frank is about the possibly autistic guy who wears a big paper mache head while performing. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. It's a completely bonkers movie. It's so weird, isn't it? I think I'll stick with it. No, I'm joking. I do want to rewatch that as well, but I think I'll stick with Burt Reynolds and get some either Longest Yard or White Lightning. I don't think I'm going to watch Deliverance tonight. It's too serious. Too serious there. Okay, how are we doing? All over the place, Graham. Right, 40 minutes. 40 minutes, doing well. Have some more shiso juice. Right. What else was I going to talk about? There was something else I wanted to share with you. This is completely unrelated, and it's pretty crappy quality, the shots, but it's from the new Superman movie. Let me just share my screen. DCU updates, here we go. Very sketchy, hard to see. 2 new shots of Superman. So this is the cover, on the cover of a newspaper in Metropolis it'll be. Someone asking, is this real or is it fan-made? Apparently this is real. And the second one here, again, it's very grainy because it's newspaper quality and deliberate, I guess. We've got a shot of Superman stopping an out-of-control train, speeding train. That looks like it's taken from one of the comic books, isn't it? Someone asking, is this real or fan-made? And the DCU poster replies, these are real from the set of Superman. And here's a better image of the newspaper. The Daily Planet. Superman stops MTA rail from running off the tracks. Awesome. And the other one is Superman saves 20 after downtown building collapse from the Metropolis Eagle. No fatalities in what could have been a tragic outcome. Awesome. What do you reckon? Are you excited? Are you excited for this? I know it was a bit of a woo, where are we going, Gray? A bit of a change, wasn't it? But where are we going with that? I am quite excited, despite that disappointing looking publicity shot of Superman putting his boots on, lacing up his boots with like the world exploding behind him in the background or something. I think it looks quite good. Good night. God bless, Jacob. Great to see you, mate. Great to see you. Dwayne saying Clint and Burt did get fired on the same day. Clint was told he wasn't good enough and Burt was told that he couldn't act. What did they know back then? Check DMs. Okay, I will do. Salty, let's have a look. There's a message. Ooh. Which one do you want me to share, Salty? Can I share this one instead as a joke? Oh my God. Yeah, I'm going to share the car wash. Just warning you, Salty. This is the car wash photo I want to share. Car washes back in the 1980s. Goodness gracious. Fantastic. How awesome is that? But yes, I think this is one you actually want me to share. Yeah, it's hard to see. You can't really get a look at his costume. Probably very deliberate. This has probably been sneaked off the set, hasn't it? Yeah. Anyway. Good stuff, good stuff. Thank you. Let's get back. Stop sharing quick before everyone sees all my juicy details on Twitter and my 5 followers and 2.5 messages. So that was it. So the news is... What else is going on? What is the news? Goodness gracious, I was hoping to go for an hour. We're only on 45 minutes. I talked about Hooper. That was the main thing I wanted to talk about. Where are we? I know what I wanted to share. There was one more thing. Again, this is completely unrelated, but this was a bit of self-promotion for Gray. Gray! This was yesterday. If I've got my dates right, yesterday was the longest day, the summer solstice. It was a June 21st, 2024. Where are we? That's it. So, what did I do? After work, it was Friday evening. I went for a cycle, went down to, cycled up, cycled up to the local beach by the Sea of Japan. Took a selfie. I just love doing those selfies, disguising my new haircut with me Moto Hayoshin Ryu Jiu-Jitsu hat. Summer solstice, the longest day, June 21st, Friday, around 6 p.m. I love this view. Have a great weekend. I tell you, it was so nice to go out, just get my fresh air, go down to the beach, watching the sun slowly going down. Now this was 6 p.m. in Japan, and it does go dark early here anyway. It's only like about, I think the latest it goes, the sunset is 7:30 p.m. It's not very late at all. But I've been doing this recently, and this might sound a bit weird to you out there. Weird, grey. I've been cycling down to the beach, taking off my shoes and socks or my sandals, and just walking on the sand, walking on the ground, walking on the grass. And I tell you what, it feels so good. It's got a name. It's called like earthing or grounding. It's supposed to like be good for relieving stress, if you believe in that kind of thing, picking up a bit of the energies from the earth. But I felt so good afterwards, after doing that. Can't make it full screen, it's a shame. Felt really, really good. Just there, chilling out on the beach, and then cycled back, and that's when I got home and watched Hooper. Absolutely brilliant. It was a really good evening, really enjoyed it. So what did you do? What did you do for anything for longest day, for summer solstice 2024? Anything exciting? Working at the car wash, yeah, definitely. The wet t-shirt contest and boob window, says Dwayne Muff. Dwayne, look at you, drop in the comments. Fantastic. Oh my goodness. David Glenn with the killer casting choice. There we go. It's a shame Jim's not still here to listen to that. Sydney Sweeney should play DC's Power Girl. Thoughts? Absolutely. What a great idea. Yes, she could fill the boob window perfectly. I'll allow it, says Salty. Salt, you impressed, are you? Gray doing a John McClane on the beach. Yeah, that's great, isn't it, that he does that? But he gets in trouble. Thank God I didn't have to run across broken glass afterwards. Sounds like what normal people do, Gray. Does it? Because I was walking around in my bare feet and looking at there's quite a few people, Japanese, on the beach. Everyone else had the shoes on or whatever they were wearing. I was like, yeah. I know it's not properly summer yet officially, but it was like 28 degrees Celsius, which is 82 Fahrenheit for you people over in the States. So lovely and warm, really nice. The sun wasn't out and shining. It was pretty cloudy, overcast, but I was like, what's going on? And I didn't even go in the sea, just got the nice feeling from the ground. Smile a while for me, saying the only thing happening in MN is that you could get around by boat. Whoever is praying for rain needs to stop. MN, I'm trying to get it off the top of my head. I'm terrible with geography. 4 inches of rain today so far. 8 in the last 6 days. Goodness gracious, that's crazy. That's a heck of a lot of rain. It's like Manchester rain, that, where I'm from. Oh, son's 16th birthday. Congratulations, Blair. That's brilliant, mate. My daughter's is coming up the following Friday, the week after. Happy birthday for June. Also one saying, ate some pizza and installed a microwave. Did you? So you ate the pizza first and then put the microwave in. Nice. We've got a combination, which you call it microwave and oven, because ovens aren't big in Japan for some reason. So I do bake my homemade pizza in there when I make it. Invest in arcs, says Salty. Yeah, maybe. Maybe it's just because it's like out of season officially, or it wasn't daytime, it was, early evening. But to be fair, there was a group of guys, young lads in the sea. They were either junior high school or high school students. How cool is that? You finish your day of study or whatever, day of school. Japan has what's called bukatsu, which is club after school every day, by the way. Oh no, apart from Wednesday. Wednesday's a day off. So Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, they do an hour and a half to 2 hours of sports club, or if they're in the art club, it's art club or brass band. The most popular sports clubs in the schools I'm in, I'm only in small countryside schools, are the baseball club, the girls softball team, basketball, boys basketball and girls basketball is both popular. Believe it or not, in Japan, they're very popular. What am I missing? And table tennis, for the ones who don't like to do the other kind of ball sports, they usually pick table tennis. Table tennis is big in Japan, unsurprisingly. We also have a swimming, not really club, but they do that privately, if you know what I mean. There is a swimming pool, but there's not enough members to make a club, so a couple of guys do swimming. There's a kendo, one or two just do kendo club. What am I missing? There's no soccer, that's what I'm going to say. There's no football, no soccer club at my school because I think it's too small and they don't have the space to practice. They did have a joint club with another local junior high school because they are two very small countryside schools, so they could do that. But for some reason they're not doing that this year, I don't think. So yeah, they take their club activities serious, that's what I was saying. So they do that for a couple of hours. Then they finish, and then imagine that, just cycling down to the beach, going in the sea after school or after work, which I'll be doing soon when it gets properly warm, which is coming, when the rainy season finishes. Can't wait. Cycle down, take a towel and stuff, a change, just go in the sea for a bit. I don't swim seriously, I just kind of float and chill, enjoy it, a little bit of swimming, and then dry off on the beach, listening to some music. Baking in the sun. I love it. Where are we? Minnesota, is it, MN? Thank you. I missed that completely. Let it rain, says Awesome One. No! No! Don't let it rain too much. Let it rain, yeah, we do need the rain in Japan for the rice fields right now, but it's supposed to come today from, what time are we on? Almost 2. About 3 or 4 p.m. it's going to hit. It's going to rain all afternoon and all day tomorrow. So glad I went yesterday after work down to the beach. Smile away from me. Sorry, I keep on saying smile away. Smile away. Smile a while for me saying, hey to David. Great. I can't remember how you guys find me. How you guys found me originally. My memory's terrible. Do let me know. Is it via Salty? Or someone, I can't remember, or someone else's streams where you might have seen me lurking. It's a shame I've got the time difference in Japan because I'm not able to join most of my buddies on their live streams. Evening in America is like morning in Japan, so I'm usually at work, unless it's the weekend. There we go. I'm rooting for you, says Awesome One. My tomato plant could use it. Do you like the way I say tomato? Oh dear. Oh no, I hope your potatoes are alright. Smile a while. Yeah, that's awful. We've had that a few times here. We've had crazy rain. It's killed, or ruined a lot of crops. Crazy rain when it rains here. The Matrix 4 review. Oh my goodness. That's how you found me. I know that. Nay. Nice to see you, by the way. I hope you're good. I hope you're Genki. I was talking about David and Smile a while. I know most everybody else how you found me. It's the regulars. Fantastic. So good to see you all, by the way. Really good. Yes, I know, Blair, we met through Salty. The Salty connections. The salt. It gets everywhere. Oh no, that's sand in it. Did I have a new clip? I can't remember. No, apart from the samurai clip. What did I want to drop? I thought I'd uploaded something I've not played for a while. Can't remember. No. Oh, here you go. Yeah, this is completely random, but this is the summation of my knowledge, my years of studying, teaching English in Japan, learning Japanese lazily, via listening to anime or watching anime and stuff, listening to Japanese movies. This is what I've learned after all that time. I'm about to dispense my worldly wisdom of 51 years. Here we go. Are you ready?
I don't know anything.
The older I get, the more I realise I don't know. It's crazy. Through Solity. Okay, thank you. Thanks, Smile a While. That's cool. Salty used to have a channel. He did, it's true. But the rumours of Salty's channel's demise have been greatly exaggerated. But Wheel of Time, I was going to say something else, World of Time. Wheel of Time blew his brain, so no more streams. Been going through the ringer, but coming out on top, I presume. How is my favourite Brit in Japan? I'm good, thank you. I'm Genki. I'm Genki, thanks. Yes, looking forward to the weekend. I say it's here already for us. Looking forward to... I'm on a stream later on. My time, it starts 11 PM at the night. It's 10 AM Saturday morning. I'll be on the Comics Aficionados, showing my lack of comic book knowledge. I don't know anything. With Wes and the panel, so looking forward to that. But that's 11 PM my time, so please forgive the sleepy looking face. I need my sleep these days. It's crazy. Salty, Grey's too cool not to hang out with. Well, you're very kind. Okay, thanks, David. Gotcha. Pop culture mechanic. Yes, I know him. An Angry Canadian. Looking for 6 AM Eastern streams. Okay, gotcha. Ooh. Sometimes I stream real early on Rumble, says Angry Canadian. Angry, how you doing, baby? Are you good? Have you missed me? Okay, let's see. I think we're going to wrap things up. It's coming up to an hour. I like to do that. It's been fantastic. We've had a good turnout today. Thank you so much. You know, for me, it's pretty good. I know, don't laugh, don't knock my numbers. I've been feeling a bit like salty recently. Like, what's the point? Because did a couple of comic book reviews last week. Not really doing much. My reviews don't seem to do much anymore. And I think that could be a general malaise with, you know, comic books. But there are other channels who do very well. But the numbers I was getting a couple of years ago, not anymore. It's strange. I wonder why that is. Not popular anymore. And the reason I say this is, before we finish, it's going to be 3 years on Monday, on the 24th of June, since I dropped my first really poorly made video, my first comic book review, which, believe it or not, was oh my god, Homesick Pilots by Dan Watters, the first collection of the graphic novel of that. As I've mentioned before, I've told this story before, I filmed it guerrilla style on my smartphone, looking down with the comic book open on my lap, just trying to say something. Terrible volume, terrible quality, but yeah, it made me feel great to actually get something put up on YouTube. The rest, as they say, is history. Happy anniversary. Thanks, mate, Salty. How long has it been for you? It's longer than 3 years, isn't it? I know, you've got it. You're ahead of me, baby. Yeah, good luck with the rain. I hope it stops, Smile. I hope it stops raining. Send a bit to Japan. It's on its way, I know, this afternoon. And Fearmonic, got to post 3 days before most people can even get their hands on it. Yes, this is true. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. Great to see you all. Before we drop, I'm going to drop my relaxing closer. It's a sunset from the week before, last Friday, not today Friday, last Friday. And hope to see you in a future video. This is Gray from Wakizashi Teahouse. Shout out to the members. You guys and girls rule. Absolutely love you. Take care and see you very soon. Down by the seaside. Robert Plant, where are you now?